Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Race Department Mini Cooper Challenge. My name is James Kirk, with you as always, and boy oh boy has it been a while since we have seen these minis in action. I can't wait personally. Now, last week we saw some absolutely fantastic actions, thrills and spills everywhere, but through it all we saw Ginny Hughes taking the win in race 1, and Frank Van Oven taking the second win in race 2. However, the person who impressed myself and Liam Jenkins the most was Mr. Dan Allinson. A fantastic 2 races from him, getting 5th in race 1 and then coming back from the back of the grid, P34, to take a podium position in race 2. Now today we're at the Curitiba circuit, very similar to the Circuit de Catalunya in my opinion, except a bit more compressed. 36 races today, or I think it's 36, which is a little bit less than last week. However, action-packed races are still assured. Now, to remind you of the format, in case you weren't here last week, we have 2 races for you. The first is a 25-minute race, plus 1 lap, we're hoping. We hoped, given that last week we thought that Dan Allinson had actually taken the win in race 1 after everyone had lost fuel. Not the case. So hopefully we'll have a clear sign of when the race is over. The second race is pretty much the same format again, 25 minutes plus 1 lap. However, the big difference here is that there is a 100% reverse grid. So to take the example from last week, the winner of the race will start in P39, the maximum amount of cars allowed, and whoever retired first, or whoever crossed the line last, if there were no retirements, starts on pole position. It is an absolutely brilliant idea, and boy oh boy did it make for some fantastic racing last week. Now, there are some notable racers not here today. Cy Jepson, who put in some great performances in race 1, Bijal, who was up the front for race 2, Nuno Pinheiro, who got into the top 10 in both races, just like Allinson, and Dave Simmons, who was a strong midfield contender. Those 4 are not present today, and will be losing championship points by doing so. Hopefully they'll be able to gain back the deficit in the later races. We will have to wait and see. But let's focus now on the present. Dan Allinson has taken pole position for race 1. If I was one of the other drivers, would be very scared at the prospects of this man being in front. We've seen him charge up from the back of the pack. Imagine how well he will do in front. We'll have to wait and see, because the Curitiba circuit is much more different to Interlagos in that the elevation changes are not so steep, and also it flows, if anything, a bit better than Interlagos. There's much more high-speed corners to gain time in, and it's all about maintaining that momentum. Great overview shot here as we look at the cars going round in the 6 minutes or so left of practice. Times tumbling down there, as you can see, with Place Ackerson now going into first place. But remember, these times don't necessarily matter. It is, of course, the qualifying in which the time matters. And hearing on the team radios, there were a few issues that drivers encountered, block-ups, spins, the normal average qualifying, but nevertheless, it could make for some even better racing if we got the better drivers up the back. Warm-up's a good time to, of course, practice starts from either the pit lane or in the starting grid itself, and also to practice your racing craft. Last week we did see a couple of very impressive looking saves, but as we found out, the cars are actually very easy to handle. So maybe there's a bit more leniency towards some argy-bargy for the races to come ahead. But I'm still very much against it. I am very much a clean racing fan all the way. And of course we'll be looking forward to turn 1, where the action was relatively clean last week. We may have another person coming in later during the race. We're not entirely sure. Bit of a mistake there on the organisational part, but Liam Jenkins hopefully will be back with us, at least for 2 weeks' time. So let's just have a look. We've got the massive pit straight. The cars are really tested, and whoever's got their gearing set up correctly will really shine out here. And of course, here we are looking at turn 1. It's relatively quiet. It's not an aggressive turn 1. Reasonable. As I said, a bit like the circuit de Catalunya in Barcelona, actually. It'll be interesting to see how 36 cars will pile up into that corner. Following the cars around the track now, you can just see how flat it is compared to the heights of Interlagos, and I'm not sure whether that'll make too much difference. Of course, the height elevation when you're going back up a hill will make the car slower, but there's a lot more opportunity to maintain momentum. You know, unless you have a lock-up or something terrible goes wrong with your car, then you should be seeing much faster racing, I would say, than before. One of the Hughes brothers has just gone on top now. We saw Jimmy Hughes being the more dominant of the Hughes brothers last week. Nick Hughes is a strong competitor. If I remember correctly, he did get into the top 10 in both races as well. We'll just have to see how the two do here. So, with 3 minutes to go, I'd just like to remind you on how to get even more involved than what you are already. If you're watching on Sim Race TV, then I would highly recommend going to the Race Department website, where you can watch the live stream from there and chat with other people. Socialising is always good in the name of motorsport. Sharing the thrills and spills with other people makes for excellent debate. Who pushed who was stupid, who was not, and who made a difference to give himself a better position. You can also tweet me at Captain Kirk F1 if you want to ask me any burning questions. Hopefully I'll be able to get around to answering a couple of them in between races, or just before the races now in the 2 minutes that we've got. Otherwise, I shall try my best to respond to you after the broadcast. So here we go, on board with Jimmy Hughes as he goes down the pit straight. In a different livery actually to last time. I quite liked his dark blue and black livery, but now he's gone for a bit more of a army cadet livery. Possibly makes him stand out more from his brother, who might be using the same livery as last week. I'm not sure. Actually, no, that's wrong. That's Dave Stephenson's car, I believe. I'm not sure where Jimmy Hughes is. That's definitely Stephenson's car. Van Oven in third, Lee Ross in fourth. Lee Ross, I'm not sure what happened to him in race 1. Something did happen though, and he lost out on potentially good results. I'd watch out for him in the battle for the top 10 positions, I imagine. Especially without Cy Jebsen. He was held up a lot by Cy Jebsen in race 1 last week. And again, it's all about seeing where the characters who were held up by traffic last week do now without the traffic. And Alan says, as I said, got pole position. We'll see how well he can do around here. Of course, you know, everyone suits different circuits, and we'll just have to see how well everyone can cope. It's a much tighter circuit than Interlagos as well, which wouldn't suit people trying to go free wide into a corner whatsoever. So, 30 seconds back before we move into race 1. As I said, I hope that we do manage to determine whether the race is finished or not. Yeah, we should just wait now for the final 15 seconds. So, practice ends now, as our drivers will make their way to the It will take for long. Loving the colours of that safety car. I've never noticed a safety car before, actually. That's absolutely brilliant livery work on that. Makes it really stand out better than the average silver car. So just taking a while, and there we go. Here's the grid. Hopefully we'll be able to go on board with Allinson for the start. There we can see Lee Ross has gone himself into, is that fourth position, I believe. I think that maybe actually his qualifying position from Interlagos as well. So he's staying consistent. There's Tamas fourth, second once again, and I believe that's Jimmy. Yeah, there's Jimmy Hughes there on the second row of the grid in third. And so here we go now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are racing at Curitiba. A good start from Allison. Tamas fourth too. Everyone off the line. Casademont with a slow start there as the cars come streaming past. And we shall just move now to the first corner. And Allinson seems to have gone ahead very well there. Jimmy Hughes moving for a move on. Tamas fourth. And is Jimmy Hughes there? I think he is. Allinson swerves across. And Jimmy Hughes takes the inside line to take second position. Everyone just filtering through now. Hopefully not too many issues. And I think we are all safely through, which is excellent. So Allinson maintains the lead with Jimmy Hughes up to second. Tamas fourth falling back to third. Lee Ross now right on his bumper. He's going to want to make a move early to try and get into clean air, but Allinson pulling away nevertheless. Going round the corner now, we have Lee Ross staying on the back. Jimmy Hughes isn't exactly getting away from Tamas fourth, and fourth did pose a lot of trouble in the later stages of race 1 at Interlagos. Trying to outbrake Jimmy, going round the outside. Braking lights galore for Tamas fourth. Goodness me, it's as if something's wrong with it, but nevertheless he is maintaining. Good watching brief of Jimmy Hughes. Allinson pulling away through this early battling at the start. And as it all come flying round, we now look at the lead. We've got Allinson first, Hughes second, fourth third, Ross fourth, Van Oven in fifth. I believe that is, I'm not sure that is in sixth anyway. We've got De Wilt in seventh, Bruce in eighth, Casademont in ninth, and Gormley in 10th. Gormley got 10th position twice actually last week. He's a little silent man going about his business, that guy, so we should see how he does later in the race. Nick Hughes, Jimmy Hughes' brother, is in 11th. We should watch out for him as well as he cuts through the field. Lee Ross not close enough to Tamas fourth there to make a good move. Nevertheless, we keep moving forward. We should watch out for Van Oven. He won race 2 at Interlagos, and it'll be interesting to see how well he does. Lee Ross moves out to the left, and is he through? Yes, he is through on Tamas fourth. A fantastic move from Lee. And now Tamas fourth is gonna, oh goodness me, did he wrong foot himself? Yes, I think, oh goodness me, Tamas fourth's fallen right back down the field. I'm not sure how far back. There he is, he's struggling in the midfield. As we're on board now with Casademont. For goodness me, he just wrong footed himself completely there. And so Ross moves up into third with Van Oven fourth. And yeah, fourth has fallen to fifth from that wrong footing, which is a real shame. He's a strong competitor. As you can see, the two groups of cars are already split. It's very impressive to see the gap between the two groups. And now we're going to stay on board with this battle between Casademont, Bruce, and Gormley. Bruce making a move, and a fantastic move at that on Casademont. Absolutely fantastic, but it looks like Casademont has taken more momentum. Round the corner, it's just going to be a complete drag race down into turn 1. Bruce will be holding the inside line. Always good to watch out for Gormley, though, who's going to want to take advantage of any issues that these two will run into. And is that, goodness me, Gormley's, oh no, there's contact! And Casademont gets through, Gormley gets through on Bruce, and I think Bruce was very unlucky there, just got completely squeezed out of the corner. Nevertheless, he's right back on Gormley's tail. Fantastic racing here in the opening stages, and I'd stay in the slipstream a bit longer than that, Norman. And now he's got to watch out for Nick Hughes, who's looking for an opportunistic pass. Not going to make it. I believe he will make the move sooner or later. Those right on the back bumper there of Bruce. Bruce will be looking to get past Gormley, of course. Gormley breaking up quite early there. Testament maintaining. Oh, and goodness me, Nick Hughes looking for the earliest opportunity. And Norman Bruce just cutting him off. Absolutely fantastic racing. Looking back at the rest of the field. We still have Hughes there. Oh, mind you, Hughes. Jimmy Hughes has taken the lead of the race while we were watching that battle. Allinson's moved back into second. But Lee Ross in third, Van Oven in fourth, and I shall definitely get on to who's in fifth now, because this is absolutely killing me. It's Tamas fourth, of course it is. With DeWilton sixth, and Paul. That's the one I was looking for. Fuller, I knew it. Right, so Samuel Fuller in seventh. And Katzman from 8th, Gormley 9th and Bruce 10th. Way back battling at the back. No real issues that we have seen. Yeah, we've seen much more action in Interlagos than we have here, as we have moved past the 20-minute mark. About 20 minutes or so to go, plus one lap, we hope. And Allinson has taken the lead back from Hughes, but Hughes is looking to get right back on him, and he takes the inside line. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But Allinson, look at this. What? Bump drafting him round the circuit, and he's going to be looking to take him on the outside. He'll be looking to do the old switcheroo back in as Jimmy Hughes defends the inside line. And Allinson, what a brilliant drive out of that corner that was. Might be wanting to stay in the slipstream a bit longer. Yeah, get back in that slipstream, mate. Going around this fast left-hander now. Before we go up to a fast right-hander, go round. And Jimmy Hughes holding his position very well. A change in third position. Van Oven has got past Lee Ross at some point there on that lap. And we do know that Van Oven is a race winner. As I said, he's an underdog, we should watch out. But now we look at Allinson in the slipstream. He pulls out fantastic in slipstream there from Dan Allinson, and he should have this corner all sewn up by the time we get there. Oh, there's contact between the two. Jimmy Hughes very aggressive there, and Allinson having to basically ride the curves to try and stay on track. Just about holds on, and Jimmy Hughes extremely aggressive there. Lee Ross has gotten past Van Oven, I presume in the same way that Allinson got past Hughes there. But Jimmy Hughes once again takes the inside line, and Allinson I think is going extremely wide there. I don't understand why he's going so wide. I mean, of course he's right on the back now of Hughes, but why give up the position when Hughes is taking the same line? You must wonder. Great aerial shot here now as we see the cars about 2/10 apart. You can see how Allinson has a much better drive out of that corner. Perhaps it's just a different driving styles, and Allinson wishes to give up that position. In theory, should allow him to get that pass on the back straight. My only issue with that is surely when the end of the race comes, Allinson might not reach the finish line before Hughes if he's trying to keep this tactic. As we're going to the final corner now to head on to the 17-minute mark. Allinson will once again be in the slipstream. We have Van Oven back past Lee Ross, and look at Tamas fourth. He's right on the back of that podium battle with Fuller in 6th still, DeWilton 7th, Gormley in 8th, Bruce in 9th, and Nick Hughes has got up to 10th. Casademont must have had some issues there because he's fallen back to 11th. I presume he must have wrong-footed himself. So he'll find himself in the clutches of Van Schmidt, who had a bit of a problem. Who's that off there? Goodness me. Someone's gone wrong. I'm trying to see, that's number 8, that's Lucas Degan. On the back markers there, a real shame, he looked like he was doing well in the midfield. And look at this, Allinson's back pass once again, Nick Hughes, but he's taken the inside line, he's taken my advice. And we'll see how this holds out for him this lap. It's, oh goodness me, Jimmy Hughes trying to find a gap wherever he can. He's looking left, he's looking right. Allinson once again keeping the inside line. Looks like he's much more in control of this lap than he was last lap, where Hughes was ahead of him. Ross has got back past again Van Oven, and possibly just waiting, hoping that somewhere along the line a mistake will be made by one of them to snatch away at the position. Allinson so aggressive on the defence this time that he will have Hughes in the slipstream, of course. This is going to be a well-known fact to him, and he'll just have to hope that he can hold on, something which I really doubt he will, given the length of this pit straight. But a great podium battle there we have, coming up near the end, halfway mark, 15-minute mark of race. So we have those 3 podium positions there, and look at this train of cars. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars there, from 7th to 12th, I believe, or something around that. Finding out for the other points positions. I'm not entirely sure how the points work in this, actually. I wish I could tell you who the championship leader was, but we don't know. There's been a bit of a table issue. But by my reckoning, I think it is Allinson. And as we can see there on the leaderboard there, Hughes is past Allinson as predicted. Allinson trying to do a Hughes-like move. He's taking the inside line, a good option there. But look at this, Allinson just lining up on the inside. His momentum will hopefully travel on the outside. There's going to be a drag race down to this tight left-hander, probably one of the tightest corners on the circuit. Hughes holding the inside line well. Allinson going to have a better drive out because he took the wider line. Look at this, he's right on the inside already. Oh, and look at this, look at the podium battle. Van Oven's up into 3rd. Ross has fallen back to 5th behind Tamas Foth. I imagine he might have been mugged on the back straight, actually. Oh, goodness me, 4-wheel drifting by Tamas Foth. He shouldn't afford to do that, and Lee Ross is going to be right on the back of him. Tamas Foth, though, aggressively defending, taking the inside line well, as we hook round this final corner onto the back straight. Lee Ross is going to be looking to take back 4th position. They're so tightly packed. Tamas Foth's going to be looking for a move on Van Oven. Tamas moves to the left, Lee moves to the left and keeps the slipstream behind Tamas Foth. And then moves, he tries to find the inside, he tries to find the left. No! What was he thinking? He's just gone, oh, he's lost his front bumper. And goodness me, that was a poor decision by Lee Ross. He just lost complete control of the car by looking one way and looking the other. And he's pulled it, that is Lee Ross's race done. He's destroyed his car, and what a shame there. He lost it in Interlagos and he's lost it here. He's going to have to sort that out. Otherwise, his championship challenge, he's got so much potential, but his championship challenge could be over now before it's even started. During the chaos, though, Tamas Foth has been able to get back past Van Oven and back into the final podium position, with Allinson back around Hughes again for the leading position. So it's still all to play for. We have the top 2. We have the 3rd and 4th battle there. Behind, things are split again. We have a 5th and 6th battle between DeWilt and Gormley, who's worked his way nicely up to 6th position, it must be said. As I say, it's a silent killer, this one. You should watch out for him. And then behind we have Jimmy's brother Nick in 7th, battling it out with Norman Bruce and Sam Fuller, who's fallen back quite a bit. It's nice to see these two cars going in behind them for 10th place. Look at this one. I think there's about 5 cars there with Fanschmidt, Casa de Munt. I believe that is Anderson, Bernardson, Scott Webber, who's made a fantastic race here. I mean, I believe he started at the back of the grid in his fantastic M&M's car. Going up into 14th, will place him nicely for the reverse grid. It'll put him into the midfield. And of course, he will want more points in this race. Look at this. 5 cars fighting it out for 10th position. Brilliant stuff. Behind Scott Webber is Kuthil, who did a fantastic job in securing 2nd at race 3 in Interlagos. Behind him, we have Dave Begley, Mike Bishop placed Axelson, Cordice, who I was tipped to believe to be a dark horse. A lot of people were scared of his abilities, but he's back in 19th position and not exactly advancing. I wonder if he's had an issue or whether his race just hasn't gone that well. I mean, I'm quite surprised to see him back there. Behind him, I believe that's Paul Nelson. I'm not entirely sure. No, it's Hulsberg, and that's it. And then Venn and Vinari in 22nd. So those are your top 22 drivers. Coming back up to the front, we have Jimmy Hughes has gotten past Allenson once again. We'll see whether Van Oven can get past Foth. Although to be honest, Foth has managed to hold on quite well to his third position, but Van Oven seems to have taken him just about on the straight. There we go, nicely past. Gormley up into 5th past De Wilt. And oh goodness me, who was that going wide? That's Gormley. I was saying he was doing quite well, but he's made a mistake there, and De Wilt will get that position back quite nicely, I would think, or maybe not. Or maybe yes, De Wilt finally outpowering him on the straight, and Gormley will have to try again for that position in the next lap as we hit the 10-minute mark. It's still all to play for. As we look back, we've got Jimmy Hughes still in 7th. Fuller has been able to get past Bruce, and in the battle for 10th, I just saw there we've got Van Schmidt and Casa de Munt at it. Hammer and Tong seem to have broken away from the pack there. It looks like Jimmy Hughes is actually catching up in this battle with Gormley. And yep, here we go. So we've got Van Schmidt, a nice little gap. Casa de Munt seems to have lost out from that battle with him. And now we have Anderson moving up on Casa de Munt. Oh, Casa de Munt doing so well to hang around that corner. We'll have the inside line behind Anderson. Webber's gone past Vernonson as well. And it's still to play for. We've got Van Schmidt though, who's managed to get quite a nice gap out there. And oh, watch out Anderson. I think he'll have Casa de Munt on the straight. And indeed, he gets in before the straight even comes up. And we can see on board here with Scott Webber, the two are side by side. Casa de Munt just ahead of Anderson, but Webber is going to have to watch out. Vernonson is right on his tail. He moves out to the right of Webber. Ooh, Webber, he's going to try around the outside of Anderson, and Vernonson's right there. I didn't even see him. And is Vernonson going to take the inside? And no, Casa de Munt's off. Oh no, Geordie. Oh no. And so that battle now is gone. Anderson is still going to be battling away with Webber and Vernonson. They're still going at it through there. Casa de Munt finds himself behind Couthill, and we'll have to regain those positions all over again. Of course, now he's got Dave Begley as well to watch out for. He had a strong race in race 2 at Interlagos, came 4th, so his ability should not be underestimated. Casa de Munt should be wary. Back up at the front, it's still Jimmy Hughes who is leading with a fastest lap of 1:33.4. Of course, we're going down the field here with Paul Nelson 23rd, Shibari in 24th. It seems that this back marker group is split out quite a bit. We've got Hovey in 25th, and close behind him is Vandenberg. This man's got a bit of a reputation for crashing out. It's good to see him still going with 7 minutes to go. I really hope I haven't put the curse of the commentator on him. And oh, someone made a misstep there as Andre goes around that corner. And it looks like whoever he was, Hunter's going to take the position nevertheless. I love Hunter's little patriotic South African colours. It really suits the car. Love it. And it was, Norman Bruce. Goodness me, he must have had a bit of a nightmare back there if he fell back that far. I'm just looking on the sheet to see whether there's any other BRU. No. Goodness me, Norman Bruce must have an absolute nightmare. Because he was in the top 10 at one point. Oh, and Ken Hunt is off. Oh, and look at this. Back at the front, we've got... That's definitely a BRU. I'm not sure who it is, though. So Norman Bruce must have been at the back anyway. Anyway, I retract away from the action. We should concentrate now on Nick Hughes. No, Jimmy Hughes. with Allinson back in the slipstream. You must wonder now whether he's going to want to buy this time or not. It's going to be almost like a game of, well, if I stay behind this lap, can I get you this lap? And I reckon he's going to be down in fact to the last lap on. He manages to take this. Allison's going to attempt to go round the outside. It doesn't work that well, but he's, oh, contact there. As he tried to find a space, Jimmy Hughes defending well. We've got Van Oven still holding third from Koch with Gormley, who's moved himself into fifth once again. Brazil excursion off track with DeWilt in sixth. Nick Hughes in seventh, Sam Fuller in eighth. And I am intrigued, Mr. Cameraman, can we see who's in ninth place at the moment? Because I was sure that it was Norman Bruce as Allinson makes a move once again. Brugman. Right, I've never heard of this man, but we have Brugman in ninth. And he's, I imagine this is his first race, I'm not entirely sure. But well done to him for getting in the top 10, always a great achievement. And to be keeping up with the main pack here is excellent. And what's best is he's keeping a good distance away from Fanschmidt, who's currently holding 10th, nice and solidly. His teammate Anderson, not too far behind, but doesn't seem to be advancing. Weber's moved up to 12th, which is extremely impressive, with Vernon to 13th and Casa de Munt, after his excursion, which we saw earlier, is down to 14th. No apologies there to Brugman for calling in Bruce. I didn't know you were racing. The battle between Webber, Vernonton and Casa de Munt is still going very strongly. It'll be nice to see who crosses the line first. Hopefully we shall be able to go back. Let's go back to the battle between Van Over and Foth. Let's have a look where those two are at the moment. Van Oven has pulled out a massive gap to Foth, who has fallen back dramatically. You must wonder whether his tyres have gone a bit, because the two are relatively close together. As you can see, Allinson here trying to make a move around the outside. It was not so. And here we go, Gormley holding off fifth, and DeWilt and Nick Hughes. Nick Hughes is going to make a move on DeWilt. He's going to try around the outside. To no avail, it looks like. Gormley will be loving this, because it will mean that he'll be able to extend his gap. However, that said, DeWilt and Hughes will be working together, possibly, to try and catch up. It's not over yet until the fat lady in the car turns on the engine. And yes, I did just make that up. It was a terrible phrase, but nevertheless. DeWilt being extremely under pressure here from Nick Hughes. He's going to want to look forward to try and overtake Gormley. If you try and make a do or die move now, you're going to compromise your chances. Yes, it might move you up the field for the reverse grid, but surely points is better than penalisation for a move which is rather stupid. Back up at the front, Allinson has really taken the lead from Jimmy Hughes. And going into turn one, it all seems rather nice. No real pushing and shoving now. Things seem to have calmed down slightly from the argy-bargy that we saw earlier. Of course, we're going to see Hughes trying to take... Once again, Allinson seems to be letting him through on that corner, deliberately. Whoa, what a move by Allinson to sweep back around the inside, do the old switcheroo. That is what he wanted to do in previous laps here. But obviously it didn't work. This time it did work, but it's going to allow Jimmy Hughes back on the slipstream for the pit straight. Yeah, going around here, I'm just having a look. The average, let's see, Allinson's last lap was a 1:33. Oh, Hughes going desperately wide there. He's going to want to try and overtake Allinson on the final corner. It looks like this may be the final lap. Now, this is where we got it wrong last week, ladies and gentlemen. This may be the final lap. It may not. I've told the drivers to brake and made sure that it's absolutely clear that they finished the race. I hope we will have better confirmation on that. But Allinson has amazingly retained first place. Nick Hughes not getting the slipstream that he wanted. And all Allinson has to do, oh goodness me, Hughes getting very aggressive over those curbs. Allinson, all he has to do is hold on for one or two more laps. And he's got this one in the bag, presumably extending his championship lead. He's going to hold the inside line against Jimmy Hughes. And whoa, goodness me, Jimmy Hughes going around the outside. And there was contact made. And he's right back on the bumper of Dan Allinson. He's not giving up. Going into probably the tightest corner, and oh, he's dived for the inside, and a great move there, but Dan Allinson's going to be right on the back of him. And you might think that this is a very good strategic move. If this is the last lap, all Allinson has to do is get past Hughes in the slipstream, which is going to be rather easy. Once you get onto the straight, of course, Allinson's not going to want to leave it that late. He's going to want to get it back early. And both of them are extremely wise. I can only imagine this is the last lap, because the two of them are going hammer and tong. They're going right to the limits of their ability. Hughes comes round the last corner. And I think Allinson's gone too far back to make an overtake. There's the line right there. And Jimmy Hughes goes over it. Allinson's second. And are they still going? I think they are still going. Are they? They must be still going. And yep, they are still racing. So Nick Hughes. I need to get my Hughes right. Jimmy Hughes maintains the lead from Allinson. Allinson has one more lap to do it. They're still going hammer and tong at each other. It's going to be absolutely a fight to the finish. Jimmy Hughes, we've seen, has been extremely aggressive on this defending and attacking. As Allinson moves out to the right, he's going to try his line once again. He'll get a better exit out of this corner, but Jimmy Hughes defending very, very well from this time. Absolutely the right place. Van Oven retaining his gap from fourth. Gormleyson in fifth, Wilson sixth. Houston in seventh, Fuller eighth, Glugman ninth. And Anderson has got past his teammate Van Schmidt for 10th and 11th. There's going to be just pride between those two to try and scramble the last top 10 position. Allinson's going to need to do something now. He's not going to be giving up, and here we go, the final corner. Allinson's going to want to tuck up nice and neatly behind Hughes as he's pushing. Is he going to have enough? I don't think he might have enough. Jimmy Hughes pulls over to the left to try and take it, and there we go. Jimmy Hughes crosses the line. Allinson second, Van Oven third, Tamas fourth, maintains fourth. Look at this gaggle of cars now. Gordon just holds on to fifth with DeWilt in sixth, Nick Hughes in seventh, Fuller eighth, Glugman ninth. Anderson holds on to his teammate battle in 10th with Van Schmidt 11th, Cassademont just taking 12th from Bernardson, Scott Webber 14th, Booth 16th, Begley 16th, Bishop in 17th place. Atchison comes home in no man's land in 18th. And we still have battles here. Cordice, who we thought was going to be a bit of a dark horse, he's just about holding on to Holzbergen and just takes it by a few centimetres, with Vinari in 21st and who's that? I think it's Shivari, I believe, who takes 22nd. So what a race we had there, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute madness, great battling all throughout the field. And as the final back markers come in, we must say well done to Jimmy Hughes for holding on to that. Allinson will be kicking himself that he didn't take more of an opportunity later on. But there we go. So, just to remind you, the second race now is going to be a complete reversed grid. So Jimmy Hughes will start in, I believe, P36. As I said, I'm not entirely sure on how many cars are here today. But there we go. And as the players are just back into the garage, I shall take this moment to say, if you do want to tweet me any thoughts or to ask me any questions, now is the time, unless we're going straight to the next race. I hope not. But I would like to answer some questions. So yeah, you can ask me either by tweeting at Captain Kirk F1 with the hashtag RDMCC, or by just asking me in the race department chat room that we have going. So, is the cameraman just saying at the race? It certainly was. I must actually thank Mr. Bram Hengeveld, who's on cameras once again today. I know he so desperately wants to race. But due to other people not actually being here, he is forced to do the camera. So thank you very much, sir. Your cameraman skills are absolutely excellent today. So well done for putting yourself forward to this. It's an absolute pleasure to have you alongside me. So now waiting for race 2, we are on the grid, and I'm just having a look. Leslie Ross, who retired, I'm not entirely sure who's on pole though. Front 2 runners don't seem to have taken to the grid, or maybe those are the front 2 runners. It certainly looks like, I think that's Stephenson, but either way, we're off racing, and whoever, it's Petterson, that's who it was. Petterson just made an incredible start, and they was very much underrated. But there we go, we have Petterson out in first, Deggan in second, Lee Ross holding third very well. Look at this! He's flying away! At the speed of knots, he's like a jet fighter, just off and into the distance. He lost a... oh goodness me, that said, he just absolutely locked turn 1. And Deggan takes the lead. And Ross has gone past him as well. What happened to Petterson? I don't know what happened there, but he's lost a ton of places. You have Matt Venn in 4th. Hun. Who's Hun? I'm not sure. Let's just look at the first lap here now. We have Deggan in first. We have Ross in second. Please, Ross, do not make any silly mistakes like you did last race. Get some points. You have a good opportunity here. Petterson in third after failing to do well in pole position. Oh, what a wonderful move by Lee Ross. Chopping off Deggan from the inside, and he takes the lead of the race. Very well done to him. And he seems to be pulling away, hopefully with a clear track ahead of him. He won't want to crash into anyone. Seems to be a good thing. Yeah, oh goodness me. Deggan and Petterson are moving off into the pits. So they must have encountered problems from somewhere. Perhaps penalties? I'm not entirely sure, but either way, that moves Matt Venn and Mystery Man into third. I shall get on to who he is now because... oh, it's Ken Hunter! Excellent, so Ken Hunter goes into second, or third in, I should say. And yeah, it looks like drive-through penalties. I'm not sure what for. But there we go, we've got another person going through as well. And who's that? That's the courtesy car of Lunderman, I think. And look at this, Ken Hunter's gotten past Venn. The South African having an incredible start due to the drive-through penalties there. I believe that is Harvey then in 4th, Wundenberg in 5th. That must be Norman Bruce in 6th, I believe, with Cordice in 7th. We'll see how he can do now. He's at the sharp end of the field with Kuthil in 8th, Shivari in 9th, and goodness me, if that's Brugman in 10th, then that is going to be an absolutely incredible... oh, whoa! Petterson just flung his car into that corner like it wasn't even there. Goodness gracious me. Absolute nutter. Mr. Cameraman, can we see if it is indeed Brugman in P10? It is indeed. What a belter of a start. He's having now. He's off track. He's going to move for position on Shivari, and oh, there's Fanishme on the inside, stealing away 10th position from him. And a good move there from Fanishme. One of the Hughes brothers has already moved up to 12th. I presume that will be Nick, given that he's moved ahead. Behind it is Begley, then Hulsberg, then De Wilt, and the other Hughes brother. Allenson up to 16th. And here we go, we've got, I think that's Wunderman. Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh, and there's Shivari moves way wide. No, there's contact! And, oh, there's stuff's happened. I'm not sure who's gone where or what's happened or who's done what. And there's madness everywhere. As Lee Ross has maintained the lead, Harvey has moved up. Oh, whoa, how did Harvey move up to second? What incredible. And look how far Lee, oh goodness me, I'm going all Emosh on you lot. Lee Ross has absolutely flown away. I said he was going off like a, oh, I said Petson was going off like a jet bike. Ross is miles away from Harvey. Ben has managed to hold on to third position. Ken Hunter moving back down into fourth. He's now under pressure from Wundenberg. Roos, Kuthel, Cordas, and look at this. Allenson in that pack there, Captain there also. I'm not sure, that's the 15th, I'm guessing from 11th to possibly 18th position that was. They're fighting through the field. There's Deggan, who went for a penalty. There's Petterson, who went for a penalty as well. And Lee Ross, goodness me, what a flyer of a lap he's had here as we come up to the 20-minute mark. This is only the first 5 minutes, and we've got action everywhere. So, as across the line, Ross first, Harvey second, Ben third, Hunter fourth, Wundenberg fifth, Roos sixth, Kuthel seventh, Cordice eighth, eighth with Fanschmidt now, right? And Shivari in 10th. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his name right. It is indeed Shivari, that's good. But here we go. Wundenberg moves on the inside of Hunter and takes the position very, very nicely indeed. Kevin Cordice there. Wanted, oh goodness me, who is that who fell off? Someone just on a massive coming together with someone in turn one. I'm not sure who that was. But I'd imagine, oh, here he comes back on track. I'm not sure who that was. It might have been De Wilt. Yep, that was De Wilt. He's moved well out of the position, in the top 22 positions there even. And it's a shame for him because he's a good driver, De Wilt. He's going to make some good moves. But here's Hunter desperately trying to hold on to fifth here, but Kuthel, and oh god, he got hunted there and wasn't able to hold on, and now he's got absolutely mugged. And he's got to deal with Norman Bruce and Cordice, who gives up those two positions. And now he's got one of the Hughes brothers on the back there. That's number 24. That's Jimmy. What a move up the field Jimmy Hughes has had here. And oh my goodness me, there's absolute madness going down there. Jimmy Hughes has got past Ken Hunter. Now Fanishmidt's moving for the inside of Ken Hunter. Ken Hunter's going to be just about holding around the outside and just about hold it. There we go, we've got Jimmy Hughes down the back of Cordice and Bruce, and look at this gang of cars all the way back to, I presume, 14th or 15th even. There's Allenson, there's Nick, and goodness me, what a great racing in the midfield pack we have. Once again, Hunter getting absolutely mugged. And Jimmy Hughes, remember guys, Jimmy Hughes started from last position. Cordice goes wide there and just about holds on, but Hughes has got past Bruce there as well. So Hughes from the back of the field putting off a bit of an Allenson from Interlagos, and is now up into P7. Very impressive stuff. Look at this battle going on here. If trouble doesn't happen sooner or later, I will be a very surprised man. Here we go, Jimmy Hughes now on the back of Kevin Cordice, who is holding 5th position after that complete mental lap where Hunter's now moved down to 12th position. Jimmy Hughes goes wide. Oh, and there's contact there between Fanschmidt and, I'm not sure, I think that was Ven. Ven's been mugged as well. He was up in 3rd position, now moved down into 8th. And so we can see Wundenberg has taken his position in 3rd. The crash man doing very well, and I hope he manages just to keep it like that for the rest of the race, because it would be nice for him to get a podium after so many disappointing races in the F3 Championship, and indeed in the first round Interlagos here as well. On the back straight now, Hughes is going to want to look for an overtake on Cordice nice and early. He's got the slipstream, so he should be able to get past him nice easily into 5th position by the time we to the first corner. And it looks like the job is done. There's Kuthil, right behind Windenberg actually. He'll want to get another podium position, as he was very impressive last race. And yep, Jimmy Hughes gets past Cordice, nice and easy. Job done. It should be said, Kuthil is actually quite a good racer. Since he managed to, he was on pole at Interlagos in race 2, managed to hold on to 2nd as Van Oven took him nice and easy. But there we go, he looks like he's taking on Windenberg, which is strong. Hopefully he won't do too many mistakes. As I said, do or die moves, punishable by absolute, the punishment you can take on making one bad move is horrendous. I mean, you look at this whole gaggle of cars, they will want to be taking the position there. And of course, here we go, we're back on board with Nick Hughes. He's currently in P11, so just outside the top 10. Ahead of him is Brugman. Allenson has moved up into the top 10 as well. P9, we've got Fanschmidt ahead of him, Shivari in P7. Cordice and Hughes, of course, 6th and 5th. And Kuthil has got past Stefan Wundenberg for P3. So off our screens there, he did make that move. Here we go, on board with Begley and Van Oven, is that? Yes, it is Van Oven. And moving back down the field, of course, we've got Van Axelsen and Gormley. Gormley not making as much of an impression as raced at Interlagos. He did move up to 10th, as I said, from reasonably near the back of the field. Obviously not getting the opportunity to do that. Past 15-minute mark now. And oh goodness me, yeah, my cameraman just saying there, Tamas Foth is out. We're not sure how. I imagine he might have been that car veering off from turn 1, which we saw earlier. It's possible, but either way, Tamas Foth out of the race. It's a shame. He's a good driver and did well in his previous 3 races. Shame for him to go out this early. But look at Lee Ross. Harvey is not even in sight. He's just flying away. He can take it nice and easy now. And see, this is what I say. When you're at the front of the field, as long as you have a good getaway, it's actually nice and easy here. And Lee Ross, who started P3, has just made a meal of the issues which have occurred at the P1. I mean, here we go, we're seeing the back straight. Lee Ross coming down now, and there is Harvey, who's just come into shot. So almost the entire of the pit straight between Ross and Harvey, which is absolutely incredible. Harvey himself is in pretty much good no man's land. And here we go, seeing Kuthil. He's pulled out quite a gap now to Jimmy Hughes, who's gone past Windenberg. The battle between Cordice, Fanschmidt and Allenson's now, who's got with Nick Hughes going to 9th. Ben's found himself back into the top 10, which is good for him. He had a bit of a problem earlier on. And there's all changed there at the first corner. Fanschmidt now up into 6th, Allenson 7th, Nick Hughes 8th, Ben into 9th. And oh great, you got Bruce and Brugman together. I can't tell you for the life of me which one it is in 10th. But there we go. Harvey, as I said, in pretty much no man's land. Kuthil has pulled out a nice gap, but Jimmy Hughes will be looking to repeat Allenson's achievement of making a podium from the back of the grid. And we all know this man's speed. He took pole position in Interlagos. He wasn't too far off in qualifying. He was P3, of course, behind Tamas Foth and Allenson. And although Kuthil is a good driver in this open space, I'd imagine Jimmy Hughes will be more than ready to take that position in the 12 minutes that remain. But look at the battle behind Hughes. The 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th position. The 4 positions there are split up into 2 battles. Fanschmidt is taking on Allenson for 5th and 6th position. And Allenson is going to make a move around the inside. I imagine he'll want to take the slipstream here and take it into turn 1. It's not completely out of the realms of possibility for Van Schmidt to defend, but it is very hard. He moves over to the left. That's his one racing move. Behind him, Cordice and Nick Hughes are going to battle for position. Cordice will have the inside, as will Van Schmidt. And Van Schmidt's done an incredibly good job there to keep 5th position, of course. Anderson will have a much better traction out, but well defended from Van Schmidt. And Cordice as well. Killing, oh, excuse me, good thing battling up the field, but that said, Hughes in the next 2 turns has taken Cordice. Good job there, and oh, one of the Blues has gone out of the top 10. In fact, one of the Blues has moved on to 21st. Mr. Cameraman, who is P9 Blue? It's Norman Bruce who's moved down to P21, and Brugman has remained in 9th. It's a shame for Bruce there, as he was running so well. But that's racing, and yeah, I'm not sure what happened to him, but it happened, and he's going to be very disappointed with that, given his good starting position. Who's that in the pits? That's 1-on-1. That's Anderson. I'm not sure what's happened there, but he's stopped, pitted. I presume that might be for damage, or is he? Oh, someone. I don't know what's going on there. Either way, cameraman shifting nicely back to the action there to see Lee Ross. What more is there to say? He's leading. He's leading, and then of course we've got Harvey. Just coming around turn 1 now. Here we go. Oh, we've got a battle for Kuthil, and as I said, Jimmy Hughes in the 2 minutes which we've been away from the battle has just about kept his nose out of Kuthil's side and takes 3rd place, a podium position from the back of the grid. Allinson has got past Van Schmidt from 5th and 6th, and Cordice has been mugged by Nick Hughes. However, I still think it's all to play for, but you see now the fantastic thrills of the reverse grid. You have the midfield drivers, they will fall back into the grasp of the good drivers such as Allinson, such as Jimmy Hughes, such as Nick Hughes, and of course they still have the opportunity to score good points. We have Cordice Brugman battling out for 8th and 9th, and Cordice will, Brugman taking 8th position there. Cordice though, I'm not sure what to make of him. I think he is a solid midfield competitor in the race because he hasn't shown the promise which I was expecting of him, to be fair. Behind him, Casa de Munt has made a fantastic effort to get up into 10th position. Brilliant job there. And Ven has moved out of the top 10, and that's why I say Ven is a midfield competitor. You know, he was always bound to fall back, but yeah, it's a shame. He can still hold on to 11th though, I'm certain, because behind him is Holzbergen and Anderson, who's come out of the pits. Yeah, there we go. Oh, goodness me. Oh, Casa de Munt, by the looks of it, was attacking that corner extremely aggressively and has found himself now on the back of Cordice, who's moved back into nothing. Oh my goodness me, we've got people off there. Yeah, Brugman went off. Just wrong-footed himself. Now he's got Holzenberg and Anderson on the back of him. Is that Anderson? Really? Oh well. Behind him, behind this little tussle between Holzenberg, Anderson, and so is where is he now? Is Van Oven? Then we've got Gorman. Oh, Begley. Stay on track, good sir. You're doing well. In 16th position, it's not exactly as good as he would have wanted it from last round at Interlagos. But then, oh, yeah, Mr. Cameraman just alerted me. Vandenberg, what has happened to him? What happened to him? He's nicely in the top 10, 4th position. Now he's gone into 17th. Oh. You see now the difference between the top drivers and the bottom drivers. The top drivers will not make race-destroying mistakes, but Vandenberg has found himself now in the clutches of place Atchison and Ken Hunter. And oh, poor Ken. It's heartbreaking to see these drivers start at the front and not take advantage of the positions they've been given, but there you go. And oh, whoa! Casa de Munt, very aggressive with Cordice. That is not good driving, sir. Keep it in. Oh dear. I'm glad he gave that place up, but Casa de Munt getting very edgy here with about 6 or so minutes to go. Then, oh, I don't know, Then will just want to stay out of trouble there. Pick up any pieces which are there. Andre is taken 12th position from who is that? That's Hulkenberg. But Van Oven there, the race winner, we want to try and take advantage of these two who are battling, because points win prizes, and after winning the race he will want to take more points, and almost getting sandwiched between the two there. He takes Hulkenberg, I think. He'll have the inside line for the next one anyway. And oh no, they can't go 3 wide into this corner. Surely they can't go 3 wide. Oh. Goodness me, Van Oven taken outside, just about holding on to Hulsbergen. And look at Gormley there, trying to get in on the action too. And what a move by Van Oven! He takes the ball on the outside. What a brilliant move there from the Dutchman, I believe. It's going to be a straight race down. We've got Hulsenberg in the middle. We've got Gormley on the left there. Oh God, who's that behind him? We've got, oh goodness me, Van Oven there, holding off from Anderson. And well, oh, is Anderson going to take him around the outside? Gormley goes to the inside. Oh goodness me, Anderson goes wide. And Van Oven well held, but Gormley goes on the inside to take Hulsenberg. An impressive move there from Gormley. As I said, silently doing his job. He's now up to P13. Up at the front, Ross still holding off the field nice and calmly. Let's see how Harvey's doing. We'll see if Jimmy Hughes is caught up at all. Yes he has, yes he has. We've got about 5 minutes plus 1 lap to go. And I'd imagine that in that time, Hughes will be on the move and trying to take Harvey for V2. Cooper doing well to maintain 4th position. Allenson quite a way behind, and I don't think he will actually catch up by the end of the race. I could be wrong, you never know. Nick Hughes has got himself into 6th position with Van Schmidt an impressive 7th. Cordice is still holding on to 8th. Hopefully Casa de Munt hasn't made any lunges into him again. He remains in 9th. And then we have, of course, Brugman rounding up the top 10. He's gotten past that Venn once again. The Venn is very close to him, mind you. Another factor we've got to watch out for, though, is the chasing pack of Van Oven, Gormley, Anderson, and Hulsenberg and Begley now. As it seemed like Van Oven was actually catching up on Venn, although Gormley and Van Oven, they're switching positions right, left and centre there. Yeah, all so far, Begley in no man's land there, keeping a nice watching brief for the rest of the field. P16 will be nice for him. It'll be nice. It's a nice quiet race for Dave Begley. There we see Dave Gormley. Gormley is taken. And oh, whoa, good spot there, Mr. Cameraman. Jimmy Hughes has taken 2nd place from Mr. Harvey, and Kuthil and Allenson look like they're catching up on now the P3 man as well. So as we enter the final 3 minutes plus 1 lap, I see this battle closing in and shaping up to be a right doozy. Of course, we could see Harvey trying to take the slipstream of Jimmy Hughes on this pit straight now. Entirely possible, as Cooper suffers a quiet look up there. Or maybe not. I think it might be a bit out of the question to see Cooper catching up with Harvey and Hughes unless they make a huge mistake somewhere on the field. Here we are on board with Allenson, who will want to try and take P4 back. He did very well in round 1 at Interlagos. He's doing very well here again, actually. P5, starting I believe P35 good, so he's gained 30 places or so. Just very quietly catching up on him. I'd imagine we're going to have about 2 more laps here, I'd say. And it's not entirely out of the question that Allinson will actually overtake Kuthel. In fact, I might fancy him to have a go at him at the hairpin here. He moves wide, he's going to do his old switcheroo trick again. Have the better drive out of the corner to try and take the inside, and look at that. Textbook stuff, as he will now take the inside, and he's already passed Kuthel. So a good move there from Allinson. He moves himself up into P4. I think it'll be a bit out of the question to say that he can take a podium again, since he'll be wanting to defend from Kuthel, who's very much not wanting to give up his 4th position. In fact, he might actually have a chance on... Oh! He's looking for the gap, and it's... I think Kuthel might have a chance to take back 4th position here. As we enter, I presume, the penultimate lap on board with Kuthel here. He's going to get the slipstream very bumpy along this back straight now into the resurfaced area. Kuthel takes the inside, and I fancy he's going to get the corner unless Allinson can fly around the outside. No, Kuthel has retaken Allinson, but at what cost? Allinson is straight back on him, and we could see yet another overtake. He's already alongside him. No, he's going to pull back into the slipstream actually. Right on his bumper, he's going to move out once again to try and take inside line, this right-hander. Ooh. He thinks better of it, and once again does his old switcheroo move. And Kuthel blocking out Allinson's passage there to try and take him around the outside. And this is a good little tactic actually from Allinson. Drivers should take note. If someone's defending a corner, it's better not to take the inside line. Try and get a better momentum out. And once again, Allinson takes Kuthel, except they're much more side by side this time as they take a fast left hand. But Allinson is well ahead now as they enter the second, or the right-hander, fast right-hander there. Back up at the front, Lee Ross, I presume, will be starting the final lap if things haven't gone P-tong again with the system. I believe this is the final lap, and I mean, it must be said, Lee Ross has just driven an absolutely flawless race. There's been, there's been nothing wrong whatsoever. Just take it nice and easy. And all he has to do now is bring it home. Hughes as well. Absolutely brilliant. I would have to say that he is the driver of the day. People goes, oh, whoa, Kuthel, what are you doing? He's oh no, and RaceDepartment's gone wide as well. Or has it? No, that's me being silly. It is the end of the race. The thing has gone wrong again. Oh god, we need a checker flag for this. Oh dear me. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, that is the final results. Lee Ross, an outstanding performance, takes his first win of the season. Jimmy Hughes takes 2nd position, driver of the day from the back of the grid, 2nd place. Well done, Harvey. Outstanding race to hold on to P3. Allinson once again showing his true talent. I believe he is going to be championship leader by the end of this round at least as well. He holds P4. Kuthel P5. Another strong round 2 performance from him. Nick Hughes gets P6. Fantastic result for him. Van Schmidt 7th. Casademont again. Let's get back into the top 8. What did I say? Gormley, the silent killer, keeps chipping away at other people, and he finds himself in P9. With Brugman taking P10. We have Van Oven in 11th. He got past Matt Venn. He was able to hold off Hulsenberg, Anderson, Begley, Verninson, Axelson, Hunter, Cordice, who must have had a massive problem somewhere. I didn't realise he'd gone down that far down the field. And then, of course, we've got Bruce, Vunderberg, and Pettersson, who had that early drive-through penalty. And so that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Another action-packed race. which has thrown up even better races than we saw it in Interlagos, it must be said. We'll see whether we can get a couple of interviews now with the drivers. Yeah, of course, if you want to tweet me or just ask me any questions, once again, go to the live stream or to my Twitter feed, as I said. So, who have we got here?
Me or whether they don't.
User was moved to your channel. User was moved to your
Just
channel.
going for one.
User was moved to your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Right then, okay, let's start with Lee Ross. Good sir. Retirement in race 1. Win in race 2. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's all good.
Feels good. That's all we really need to know. It feels good. It feels good.
Yeah.
From the commentary booth here, you just pulled out an absolute stonker of a race after the drive-through penalties of a couple of drivers ahead of you. I mean, Petson had a fantastic start. Then you were in clean air for the rest of the race. May I actually ask, though, what happened in race 1? Because we saw you trying to take, I think it was Tamas Foth and Van Oven. You went to take them on the right, but then you swerved over to the left, and then you just crashed into the wall. Did you just lose control of the car, or did you not realise the wall was there?
To be honest, mate, I've had a few too many beers and I've got it completely wrong. I come out of the slipstream and I just had so much speed and slammed on the brakes, and next thing I know I was in the wall. Right, just had no control over the car. And, that's what Stella does.
Don't drink and drive, kids.
Yeah, no, I think Race Department does not advocate drink driving children.
I don't
do
either.
not do it.
On behalf of
no.
Race Department, obviously.
Don't follow
I
the
apologise.
example. It's bad. It's very bad. Let's go now to Dan Allenson. Another very impressive performance from you. P2 in race 1, P4 from the back of the grid again in race 2. I feel you left it a bit late in race 1 though. Did you ever think you'd be able to get past Jimmy Hughes once he passed you on the penultimate lap?
Well, do you know, I think I actually had the pace over Jimmy. I just couldn't do anything about him down the straight. We were just literally swapping positions. And after a while, I just realised that it was just going to go like that all race. So I just kind of tucked back in, but it was just luck of the draw really, whether he won or I won really. But yeah, no, congrats to him. It was an interesting first race. Second race is even more interesting, to be honest. I knew it was going to be difficult to come through the field, but there was a lot of wild driving out there in the first few laps.
You're a proven child now, though. I mean, this is the second time that you've gained about 30 positions in race 2. Be proud of yourself, sir. Yeah.
No, it was good. It's not my favourite track, but it was. It was good. It was good fun.
Well, there we go. Let's go now to Van Oven. Good racing from you in both races. I can't remember what you got in race 1, but you managed to knock on the door of the top 10 positions in race 2. How was the experience for you?
It started out good, but I got crashed out and I turned all the way backwards and had to get back in, get back some positions, take back. And while doing that, I almost crashed out Dave. I was very sorry, by the way.
No problem,
I had to be there at the inside. But other than that, yeah, I just tried my best and it was fun.
I think let's go another couple. Ken Hunter, you started relatively near the front for race 2. Was the pace just not there, or did you make a mistake which saw you fall back about 10 positions or so?
Both.
Both.
No, I knew if I could just I just tried to hang on to a position for at least a lap. I didn't want to lose it in turn 2 or 3. I managed that. In actual fact, I managed to get to P2 at one stage.
Yes, I know.
And I was quite bucked to that because from there on anybody could take me and I wouldn't worry. I was in position 2, and a lot of the other guys that was behind me, they never ever got to position 2.
Well done, Ken.
You should be proud
Well
as well.
done,
I mean, I was
Thank
cheering
you.
you on. So, well done for getting up to position 2 then.
Thank you
and
very much.
Unfortunate for moving back. Hopefully we can improve on that. Hopefully you'll be able to take P1 next round.
It'll come. The only thing is that my consolation is, of course, I finished in the top 20.
Yes, there we go.
Thank you very much.
It's always good to be positive, and well, actually, I think on that sort of ironic note, we should turn to Kevin Cordice. Now, I was tipped off by a lot of people that you would be an underdog for the competition, but at every turn, I mean, in race 1, I basically saw you entirely in the midfield pack, and then in race 2, you're in the top 10, doing quite solidly well, but you didn't seem to move forward, and then you moved back a load of places. I mean, did you not have the pace, or again, did you end up in an incident which caused you to go back so far?
Well, first of all, I want to say thanks to RaceDepartment for allowing me to race at this event. In that situation, I think Stefan Wungenberg, if I pronounced it right, so if I didn't, had lost his car, and I slammed on my brakes a bit too hard, which I believe it caused a flat spot on my tires, and I just started to lose some pace there. But many of the guys were a bit quicker than me, and I tried very, very hard to defend as much as possible, but I was just losing grip from my tires. And on I would say the penultimate lap, I was sandwiched a bit.
Yes.
And yes. I ran off and damaged my suspension.
Alright, well there you go. Well, I think it's onwards and upwards then. In round 3, I'm not entirely. Do you guys know where round 3 is?
Vanport,
there we go. So 2 weeks' time, you will be there. Hopefully Liam Jenkins will be there as well. I'm certain that everyone else will be here, and it will be onwards and upwards for the majority of them, I hope. Another thanks to RaceDepartment for organising the RDMCC. Another thanks to Bram Hengeveld for his excellent camera work and giving up the chance to drive to do this. It's very hard.
Bram. You're welcome.
Well done, Bram.
Thank you, Bram.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, man. As a racer myself, I know how hard it is not to race, not to be, to be on the sidelines. And
thanks to our commentator as well.
Oh,
good job, man.
Much.
Yeah.
And I think, that should be the end of our broadcast. So I hope you enjoyed, ladies and gentlemen. And as I said before, we will see you in 2 weeks at Vanport. Bye for now.
Bye-bye now. But Uncle Ken, you can have the track, all the silver where you've stolen, you can go put back now.